What's going on, Sagittarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be love, Sagittarius. Whether you're looking for love, in love, this one's for you. And just so we're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems. You know, Sagittarius, it's just good energy all around here. You know, I'm just, when I'm recording this, I'm extremely happy for a Monday, had a good weekend, and hopefully you had all had a great weekend too. But Sagittarius, I'm just going to be pulling until Higher Self says stop. You know, we're just going to be kind of working with the energies here. And just so you're all aware, this reading in particular, but just all of my readings in general, they're not gender specific readings here. So we're just working with the energy, Sagittarius. It's just, we're really just feeling it out here more. And then lastly, in case y'all were curious, the decks that I'm using, the one that I'm shuffling is the Light Seers Tarot deck. And then the other deck that I'll be using is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck. And I've included a link for this decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Sag. But let's go ahead and start getting into the cards here. Because this is interesting, Sagittarius. You know, I feel like, Sagittarius, you know, I really feel like when it comes to you for love and just, you know, because this has been like a theme that's been coming up. I feel like we're in this place of expansion. You know, I feel like it's time for you in particular, you know, I feel like to kind of shake things up. I really feel like to kind of cause your own tower moment here. I think that this is, because I don't think that you're going through something right now. I think that this is something where I think maybe some of us have been, maybe our options have, at least when it comes to love, let's say, I feel like maybe some of our options have been feeling maybe a little limited, and maybe we've been in this place of feeling kind of constricted right now where it seems like maybe we're just kind of like dating, maybe we have, let's say for example, maybe we have like, just like that one fling that we just sort of like casually kind of hit up every now and again, you know, and it's like, or maybe even we might even got a few things going on there, Sag, you know, this is a judgment-free zone, you know, I'm gonna kick it with you regardless. But I feel like, you know, I feel like maybe some of us are sort of at this place right now where, you know, I feel like if we're single, possibly, you know, where we're just sort of like, just kind of like not even really playing the field, you know, it's like we're just sort of like, we have like a couple people in rotation, and maybe that's working for you. But I just think that there's, you know, if we're thinking about love and that there is the opportunity for more, but we're just going to have to get out of our comfort zone here. There's going to be, I feel like we're going to need to take action, and we're going to need to, because both of these, this is Mars energy here, the Tower, and this is one of Aries cards. This is, oh no, this one is the Sun in Aries. And even with this too, you know, I mean, one of Aquarius's cards, you know, the Knight of Swords. You know, when I think of Aquarius energy too, it's that energy is about expansion, you know, and really like in expansion in the sense of like networking, you know, like that's what they're a little more, when they network, you know, they start innovating. And that's where I really feel like the energy is working for you right now. I feel like there's a trial in the sense of, at least for some of you, I feel like there's a trial in the sense of that, you know, there's an adventure that needs to be had. There's something that we need to discover for ourselves. You know, I feel like that there's some self-love that could possibly need to go into the mix here. And I think that you're going to get that, Sagittarius, through experiencing life. You know, I feel like if we stay within a certain radius of, you know, where home is, you know, it's, because Sagittarius, your energy is the type that I feel like really needs to roam free, like just to take it. And it doesn't, I'm not necessarily saying you even have to fly anywhere, but maybe going on even like some road trips, maybe if you're the type that like driving, go on something like that, maybe hop on a train, go somewhere new, but just something where your mind is being expanded. And too, I feel like when you're looking in love, look for someone, or if I feel like energies that you'll work well with are going to be signs that are going to be down with just kind of like, hey, how do you feel about going? Do you just want to get some tickets? See, I saw that flights were real cheap. Let's just go to here for a weekend. You game? And if you want a person, I feel like, yes, let's do it. I'm with it. That's where I feel like the kind of energy that I feel like you're trying to attract right now, Sagittarius. I think that we're in this place of, we want a little more excitement too. Maybe things have been, when I was talking about, kind of like that little, our Monday through Fridays, let's call them that. Maybe in that little rotation there, it's gotten predictable. It's gotten, and maybe that it's, we're trying to find someone who's going to bring that adventure in old stuff, and I just feel like that there's some newness that needs to be brought into you here, because when I think about the King of Cups popping up here, we're going to do more. When I think about the King of Cups popping here, it could be for some of us too, maybe we do need to get overseas. I just think that there's something, I think that we want to find someone that's going to kind of embody this King of Cups energy, that's down for adventure, that is looking for that kind of enlightenment in travel, because I feel like that's your sign's energy. It's the more you experience, the bigger you can, bigger you can love, for example. It's just because now you know more of what you're looking for in a person, as opposed to where before, if we've been kind of kept in like this, maybe neighborhood radius here, it's a little bit tougher. And if we're in a relationship, it's not like I'm even saying like you have to leave your partner or whatever. It's more so just saying just the need to get out. I feel like maybe find some ways that maybe you and your partner can go different places, because who doesn't love to travel? And really, when I think about it, I was just talking with someone about this morning, more. I was just talking about how really when you think about not even just international travel, just like traveling outside of their state, for example, there's not a lot of people who have done that, believe it or not. And I feel like, I think that that's changing, but there's a whole world out there to see, and there are bunches of people to see, Sagittarius, and it's something that I feel like that it really would benefit you, because even if I'm thinking too, if we're in all those, okay, I feel like if we're in a relationship, if we've been with a type that maybe has been, I want to say like kind of like maybe holding us back, or okay, because over here, this little pocket, I feel like maybe some of us maybe we've expressed this need for wanting to get out and wanting to see more, but maybe that hasn't been met well. Maybe there's been some resistance to this energy here. And Sagittarius, here you are, and we're gonna talk about this little pocket over here in a second. That's a whole other thing. Whoa, here, Here, I feel like there's turmoil. I feel like there's conflict. I feel like maybe for some of us, if we're in a relationship, for example, or if we've had past relationships where you felt like you've been like a bird in a cage, and I don't even think, I feel like maybe too, part of it was like maybe a person was very forward with how they were like, no, I don't, I just want to keep you constricted, but I think that with this energy, it almost feels like there was like a manipulation that possibly went down, or like that they made it seem like if your wanderlust, or that your need to maybe get out was something that you should feel like ashamed of, or something along those lines. I'm getting that you might have been there's something that we're still healing from in the past here, Sagittarius. But I do feel like that it's something where there's going to be confidence that's going to come from this energy here. There's going to be I feel like it's about allowing yourself to not feel ashamed about if that's something that's resonating with you, about wanting to going to experience the world. And it's not, and again, it's not that I feel like you're unfaithful or anything along those lines. It's just that I feel like in order for you to be at your happiest and to be in a place, because now we're going to talk about this amazing little pocket over here with you being the star of this show here, Sagittarius, it's finding a balance of what you need first and foremost, and then finding how your energies work with a partner. And that's so funny. When I was talking about Sagittarius and that need to get out and explore and to experience life, to feel love and the childlike joys of that, to be in that honeymoon phase, I feel like that, Sagittarius, maybe there could be this vibe of that. That Sagittarius, is like a player, likes to get around and all of that. But I just think it's just that it's that want for more. You're trying to find that happiness, that family, that joy, that oh, like I understand. Because I was thinking, when I'm thinking with this energy, I don't have any Sagittarius, but this is Gemini's card, and I have a Gemini moon. And Gemini is another one, I feel like both of these energies, you're both mutable signs, and that's a whole other thing. You're both mutable signs, you're both super intelligent, and Sagittarius, your sign is a sign of higher learning, and I feel like if we don't experience, you don't get higher learning by just being in one space, you get it by seeing as much as you possibly can. There's passion, there's joy, there's all kinds of stuff that can come from this experiences here. And two, I feel like a King of Cups can come out of this journey, while you're on this adventure of expansion and understanding of your energy and of what makes you happy anymore. I really do feel like that when we start putting our needs first and really start following that, then someone who appreciates those needs that you want to as well is going to come through. And someone who's comfortable with, who's like, okay, if you're like, hey, I'm going to take a little time. I think I'm going to go like hiking for a couple weeks. It's just like, okie dokie, I'm going to go do blah, blah, blah. I may ride a bike, or, I might do some biking in such and such, or I might, hang out in the city, or, whatever, but you can be comfortable in a space where, where you can, adventure. And then two, you can travel together as well. And then you both travel together, travel the same way. It can just all work in your favor here, Sagittarius. But I feel like that really getting out there, I'm getting both with this, the Page of Cups and this Knight of Swords here, that need to just go out there and just kind of experience things, to really kind of be like I'm almost getting like it very, the pages for me are very childlike energy. And I think it's time to, how when a kid first sees something, it's amazing. And that's where I feel like you need, really, you Sagittarius and just everyone in general, but it really your sign, that feeling of excitement, that feeling of that there's more to this life, you know, all the beauties that it has to provide. You know, I feel like that would really kind of fill your cups and get you to where you're in this happy, you know, you are just on, you're just enjoying life. Like, I'm speechless by how much happiness can come out of this thing. But it is something we're going to get ready to jump into some oracle cards here. I think that this is something where you're going to have to initiate this change, Sagittarius. This is because let's say let's say we may be stuck in this little pocket over here where we might be feeling restricted, because you got the Five of Wands is Saturn in Leo, and I'm blanking right now on this of the Seven of Wands. It'll come to me in a second. But it's it's one of these is Jupiter in Leo. Oh, it's going to come to me in a second. But I feel like that if we're in this place, because even with this Gemini card, you know, this is the Sun in Gemini. So I feel like if we take your energy, kind of shine some light on this thing, figure out what you want, cause this tower moment. Because sometimes, you know, I feel like tower moments aren't just always there to just kind of happen randomly. Tower moments are there we can create our own tower moments. And when we feel that need for change, you know, like this is where I find that it shows that we have more control over our lives, and whether it come to love or wherever, than I think that we give ourselves credit for. Because when we follow what we want, I was just telling Leo this, when we do things that don't resonate with us, tower moments happen to us. When we do things that we want to do, then tower moments become clear to us, and we understand where it is the change needs to happen, that the fixing needs to happen. This is both, you know, the Mars rules over Aries and Scorpio. And when I think about both of those signs, Aries, another fire sign, fresh starts, you know, Aries ushers in the spring. You know, I feel like that's the energy, you know, that I feel like we need to embody right now, Sagittarius, going with bringing in freshness. And then the Scorpio energy is bringing our wants and our desires and all of that stuff, and bringing that up to light here, and not being ashamed of feeling that energy. Because for some reason, I keep getting this feeling of, you know, a shame keeps popping in my head, and I'm just like, Sagittarius, the need for adventure and experience is nothing to be ashamed of. It's go have fun. You know, I feel like this might have popped up for you before, the play card in reverse. Go have some fun. I feel like we've been in the place that it's been kind of boring. And here's the thing with boring. Because Sagittarius, you don't give me the sign that your quest for knowledge, there's no way that you can get bored. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, I feel like it's one of those things that if you really were to just kind of really be in your energy, you're not the type that gets in a rut, you know, or that you can prevent yourself from getting in a rut, because you can have fun, you know, you can have joy. And two, you know, learning to love, you know, I really feel like learning to love your wants and your needs and your desires more, and not denying that love for your feelings. You know, this little heart in the center here is a witch heart, and it's about it really is about, you know, acknowledging seeing, you know, getting eyes on what it is that you desire, you know. And I see, even looking at this card here, you know, you got your kind of like the Justice card here. The hands got a little shadow work here and a little light work here, just like with this. And I feel like that there's some work that can be done, and when it is done, Sagittarius, it's going to be so rewarding for you. You know, I really think that your sign, you know, you're ruled by your Jupiter, the sign of luck, joviality, expansion, philosophy. You really can be just amazing teachers in life and in love anymore. And I think that now we're in this place of where we need to create more memories here. Let's switch back over, Sag, because you got the memory card in reverse here. And I just feel like that some of us, it's just been sort of like the same old, whether we've been in a relationship and it's just, and maybe that's something too, if things have gotten stale in a relationship, talk about these things. Be like, say like, hey, let's shake stuff up. I feel like we always go to, if you go to like, if you got a special restaurant, switch it up. Go somewhere you've never been before. Go to a different city. Let's start there. You can start small. It doesn't have to be anything like, monumental. But at some point, I feel like once you start feeding that thing, it's going to get a little bigger. It's going to get a little bigger. It's going to get, you're going to figure out how to make it work, and it's going to get more practical as you expand on this, Sag. And then you can make new memories, then we get that lust for life again, and that lust for love, where we're balanced. Because I mean, you showed up for yourself, and that's what I feel like now. Some of us, it's time to really be in our energy. And I'm saying I'm living through you, Sagittarius, but really be in our energy, and understand that there's a teacher here. Sagittarius to me it's when I think really too, just the more that I think of your sign, it's just you can be very wise, and really kind of help others, I feel, kind of grow in their journey and help, let them know, like, hey, there's a whole thing to experience, because how amazing would that be too? You're going to experience this life. You meet your soulmate, and then your soul tribe, and then it's just like, hey, some of my favorite places to go is blah blah blah. I learned this and that, and just it just can be fantastic, Sag. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. That was I enjoyed that. So if you like that as well, give it a thumbs up and share this thing, Sagittarius. I really do feel like that there's been like a yearning or something to, and maybe you're not even, might not even be something that you're aware of, but just something to think about. See if there's, when was the last time you got out and about, or did, went somewhere new, did something new, to breathe some freshness. But let's definitely share this, because I feel like, the more, really, let's start with your sign. The more Sagittariuses that are feeling, feeling and experiencing life and sharing these experiences, the better. And then let's subscribe and hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release videos each week. Oh, I forgot to mention social media with Leo. I don't know where I'm at with social media right now, to be honest, Sagittarius. Like I'm on it, but like sort of. It's been more of like a thing of like connections more. Like you, I'm just trying to figure out where life's trying to guide. Things have been expanding, and since honestly me working with your energy and realizing, how many people I know with Sagittarius and all, it's the whole thing. What else? Okay, that's my thing on social media. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. If it's, when it resonates with me, it'll resonate with me, and I'll start posting stuff. Then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placements, come check out my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise cards so I can get you out of here and go. Oh, Sagittarius. Yes. Look at you, Regal, Royal King. Let me tell you what you got. King of Wands. This is another one of your cards here. You're really coming through in a strong way, Sagittarius. I think it's really time, even before we get to your oracle, I really think it's time to take, to light a fire in yourself. It's like, what am I trying to spit out at you? Fire. That's what I'm spitting here, fire. Because that's what the King of Wands spits. Heat. The King of Wands, if he's been feeling in a rut, if he's been feeling stuck, then he's going to get a game plan. It's like, okay, let's do something crazy. He's the type that he would put a map on a board and then close his eyes and throw a dart. And it's like, okay, looks like we're going to Uruguay. Let's do it. Let's see what language they speak. Let's get on this stuff here. And then too, you got the smell card here. And when I think of this, I think that this is just, while you're in these experiences, presence. I've been thinking about really being in the present moment and enjoying that and taking all the wisdom from a situation here. Being presence really happens when you take in what you're seeing right now, you know, and it's the alignment of your senses. You know, what tactile senses are you feeling? What smells are going around? What are you hearing? What are you tasting in that moment? You know, it's all of that coming together, and then that's when that oneness happens. You know, that's when temperance happens. You know, that balance, that harmony, that equilibrium. You know, that's Sagittarius. There's so much growth that can come from just being the sign that you're in. You know, like we all have that potential for growth, of course, but yours is it's different, you know, like duh. But it's, when I say it's different in the sense of just like your planet being Jupiter, where I think sometimes it can come across, it can maybe make us where we feel a little reckless, or maybe that's something too. Maybe we feel a little reckless, you know, maybe it's like, maybe in the past, you know, we've regretted some stuff, and, you know, it's not, working with Jupiter energy it can be tricky, but I feel like it doesn't have to be. It's one of those and that might be another one too for you, Sagittarius. Check your Jupiter placements, because I feel like, you know, if we really want to get this expansion and all of that, that's where I feel like, you know, understand where your ruler is placed, you know, and then you'll see how luck and fortune and abundance manifest with your energy here. And I tell you what, it can be unreal, Sag. So I think I'm going to leave that there. And you know what? Lies. One more thing. I'm just thinking, since we're talking about love, if we're in a relationship, if we have children and they are Sagittarius, or even like even a Gemini, you know, could be. I mean, you got a lot of. I'm just thinking, just in general, for children, you know, I'm thinking love extending to the family. You know, get your children out there too, you know, and help them experience stuff. And, you know, and even if they're not any of those signs, you know, just seeing them, seeing what a great model it'll be for them, seeing you getting fulfillment, seeing you living 10 of Cups. You know, that in itself, that's beautiful to me, because look at these two here, this couple here, and then you got these two kids in the background here. You know, it's showing them to how to be in their energy, what it looks like to be in that, and what love looks like, and all of that. You know, Sagittarius, you're gonna do something beautiful and brilliant. So now I'm gonna get you out of here. So stay safe out there on your travels. And let me know if you go travel. I would love to see pictures, you know, all this stuff. You know, give me a reason to use social media. And you just keep raising that vibration to the roof, Sagittarius. You're doing it's. I really am excited to hear about your journeys. And I will catch you on the next one when you get back.